Welcome to the Great Girlfriends podcast, where we discuss life, love, laughter, and everything in between. We're your hosts. I'm Sybil Amuti.
And I'm Brandon Daniel.
What's up, Great Girlfriends? What's going on, ladies?
Sybil, what's been going on in your world?
Listen.
Fill us in.
I'm not going to give the whole... I am not. Y'all going to have to...
Spill the tea,
somebody
Sybil.
else is going to spill their tea. You know what? I'm feeling kind of private right now.
You are.
Like a little while ago, I was feeling open. Maybe it's because of the topic, but I'm feeling anti-share.
You feel anti-share?
At least I like what's going on in my world. No, everything in my world is going good. I had a really great brunch that I just want to celebrate. I had brunch with some great girlfriends last Sunday, and it lit me up.
Oh, I love that.
It gave me so much joy, and I felt so refreshed. And I just want to encourage every single great girlfriend that's listening to take out time, either this week, next week, get together with like 3 to 4 great girlfriends and have brunch.
Wow.
Like, I'm telling you, I wouldn't have put the brunch together because I would have said I didn't have enough time. Mm-hmm. I had other stuff to do. Mm-hmm. But being at brunch and being around women who are so spirited and so energized and loving, man, it was good.
Wow.
So, yeah, like, it was good. And they asked me a question. They were like, so what are you excited about right now? And at that time, I wasn't excited about anything. So I was like... I'm not excited about anything right now. I am working on optimism. That's what I'm working on right now. But I can honestly say leaving there, I feel so excited about the fact that they helped to reinforce the optimism I needed.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So, yeah, and I mean, it was good, y'all. I mean, that time, it's like soul food.
I love it.
It is. What's going on with you?
Rich and I have been apartment hunting.
Woo!
And so,
Lord Jesus. That's easy if you're in Texas.
Okay, so let me tell you guys, like, looking for an apartment in New York City is like trying to find a house.
Oh my gosh.
It is so insane. So every single night, and we're trying to make sure that we don't have to pay broker's fees because broker's fees in New York.
Oh my gosh, are crazy.
They are 10 to 15% of your annual rent.
That's bananas.
And guys, rent in New York is expensive.
Right.
So it's like crazy. So so that's been like my focus is every single day online, finding new apartments to look at, setting up appointments. Like that's been like my side job.
Gosh, how close are you?
I think we found a place.
Hey!
Which I'm really excited about. So we're going back to look at it tomorrow.
Nice.
And
can I come over?
Yeah, of course.
I'm going to have to come over. In a little while, she's not leaving the house, and I'm going to have to, like...
I'm telling you, all in November, I plan on being... I hope I don't end up on my 600-pound life.
Oh, my gosh!
I do. I do.
Stop it!
Because in November, I don't plan on leaving the house. Like,
I know.
I plan on being holed up in my house with food and water.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
and that's it.
Gosh.
And shopping online for baby.
Let me tell you guys something. This baby is so blessed. Like the boxes in their house. You know how baby shower, some baby showers you go to and you be like, dang, that couple ain't got no good friends. And the other showers you go to, you like, okay, this baby, what is a Bentley rolling up next? And I'm starting to wonder if baby Daniel is going to have a driver, because when I say the amount of like love that's coming into Brandis' house, and her family knocked and said, you got a new delivery, like the love is there.
Yeah.
You guys will want for nothing.
It's so incredible. I believe it. It's like already, like this baby has been getting gifts now for over a month. We've had things coming in.
That's so amazing. And I was like, what are all those boxes for? She was like, for the baby. I'm like, really? Like, because I just couldn't believe, like, I mean, serious. Like, people are flooding in there. Like, they want to be. That's just a blessing.
It's such a blessing.
What a
It really
gift,
is.
and you deserve that.
It's such a blessing. This
Oh my
child
gosh.
is definitely already so loved,
Yes.
which makes me feel wonderful.
I can't wait to see that little face.
I can't
Oh my
either.
gosh.
So, I don't know how many of our great girlfriends have had children, but the one thing that I'm going to tell you that if you have not had a kid and you think you're going to get pregnant eventually, the one thing no one tells you is that it never hits you that you're having a baby. Like,
no.
I'm
yeah,
7 months pregnant, and in theory, I know that there's a baby in there and I can feel it kicking and moving, but I cannot wrap my head around the fact that a real baby is coming.
Sam came out of the womb and I was still like, okay, wait. But he's mine though. Like, I tell people this. I still feel like a babysitter at times. I'm God's babysitter. I really don't feel like, because I feel like mamas have a certain amount of like tenacity around motherhood, and I feel like I'm like just an enlarged babysitter.
When I saw Sybil, I was at Sybil's house last weekend?
Last weekend.
And so her kids were like, Sam and Dylan were like around her, and I just heard them being like, "Mommy, mommy," and I was like, Sybil's a mom.
They're talking to her.
I was like, and I like out the window, I'm like, Sybil, you're a mom. Those are your children. They came out of you.
They came out of my body. It's a surreal experience.
It is like so crazy because I just know you as my great girlfriend.
Right.
But these humans know you as their mother.
Right. It never gets old. And I don't care how many people give birth. Every single mom experience like that is special and amazing. Because it's just so different every time.
It's so crazy.
Like, you're birthing the next generation of leaders out of your body.
It's so crazy.
Wild.
I was watching you. It was like the crazy. Like, I guess because I'm pregnant and watching you with them, it was like my aha moment. I was like,
this how real it gets.
Sybil is their mother.
Like, when did that happen? And sometimes I draw blanks. They call him mama, and I'm looking like, oh, they're talking to me. Oh, yes. Let me go help them with whatever it is. And then other times, I am ferociously mama.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Other times, like, when it's mama, I'm like, that's me.
Wow.
And I step in and I'm like, I'm their mother, so watch it. And then there are times when they like want a snack and I'm like, oh, they're talking to me. Like, oh, but like it's really weird. It is.
That's so crazy. All right. So that is actually not our topic today, ladies.
No, it's not. Though we could go into it over and over again. Today we're going to talk about social envy, y'all.
Ooh.
We need to deal with it. We gonna deal with it today. We're gonna talk about the cure to social envy, like social media medicine.
OMG.
And the reason why we've chosen to discuss this today is because we know and we see and we hear a lot about women who view other people's Instagrams or check them out on Facebook or see conversations on Twitter and they get jealous.
Yes.
And competitive.
Yes.
And they feel, like they have to measure up to other people socially.
Yes.
Yeah. And and they feel like their life is just not as fulfilling because this other person's in Dubai and they're in an office. You know what I mean? Or, this other person is fab and's got all these selfies with all these great profiles and they haven't figured out their good angle. So they don't post selfies.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I mean, I think that, me and Sybil were out a little bit earlier and we ran into some ladies who were not on social media at all. And that was so interesting to me. And we said to them, oh, you guys must be much happier than everyone else in the world because quite honestly, you do look at Instagram and there are times where you're like, man, this person is, because even for me, I'm like, dang it, this person is speaking at this conference and that conference and speaking is something I want to do more of. So I'm like, how do they get those opportunities? Man, I got to step up my game.
Yeah.
Like there's always something on social media that presents kind of like this is what your life could be.
Yeah.
Moment.
Yep.
And so I just think it's important for us to talk about that so that people don't internalize that, because I think even also sometimes people get so caught up on how they're perceived on social media that socially you're a rock star, but in real life,
yeah, it ain't
your life
up.
is not quite, it ain't adding up to what you're putting out there socially. And so it's like, do you really need to spend the time to build this social persona, or should you be spending the time to actually fulfilling your real purpose and own your real life?
You want offering today, don't
Girl.
you? I'm going to give you a 5 on that one. No, but it's true, because so many people have social facades. And it's like, you know, and there are people that have social facades, and they have this exterior that they've built that they want everyone to buy into. And a lot of people do buy into it, and they feel, you know, they feel threatened or compelled by it. And then there are people who are living real social lives, whose lives do match up. But people have been so jaded by social facades that they don't believe what's true. Social media has become so strange to people that I feel like people impose so much judgment on the next person on social. So I might go on Brandis's profile and say, she don't be at all these fashion events. She thinks she all that because she's this. Or I decide that Brandis is conceited because Brandis has relationships with this person or that person, or Brandis thinks she all that, or Brandis must be jet setting with X, Y, and Z. Whatever it is, I make all these decisions, and sometimes I don't even know the person.
People make all kind of assumptions. I had somebody look at my social media, and they assumed that I was really good friends with someone because we were. I don't even know. I think I might have posted 1 or 2 photographs. I was at like the same kind of destination they were at. We were out of town, and it was several of us there. And one of the person was someone who was pretty high profile in fashion. And this guy goes, "Hey, I know that you and her are really good friends." He used the word really good friends. And I was thinking, what did I do to make him think that we were really good friends?
Yeah.
Because there's like not a picture of us like selfieing it up or, you know, but people really make so many judgments about you and your relationships based on social.
Absolutely. And a lot of times, like, even my marriage has been threatened by that, because I remember someone saw a picture of myself in Kwaku, and another person said, "Oh, it's, such a pretty beautiful picture." And another person said, "Yeah, oh, it's such a great picture. Parentheses, they probably fight all the time." I was like, whoa. How you just gonna impose war in my marriage just because you don't believe it because of whatever experiences you had with other people? So it's kind of interesting because, there are some people that are
somebody put that on your social.
Yeah, somebody made
Instagram?
One person made the comment on Instagram. The other person followed it, not on Instagram, but in parentheses in a text in response to it. And I was like, interesting. It got back to me. And I was like, as I read it, I was like, wow. First of all, and it was a person that knew me. So I was like, look at you making judgments about my
face right now. If you
her face is crazy right now.
I'm just like, what?
But it's hard because of what's going on in social, it's hard for people to believe what's true or what's false.
It's so true.
And it makes it complex for people to go through their regular day without feeling an obligation to commit to social media something.
Wow.
They want to commit something. I got to post something because people are waiting on me, or my followers need to see this. Or
I got one of my interns who say, "Girl, for the people." She always tell me, "Brand, you got to post stuff for the people."
For the people. And
I'm just like, who are the people?
Yeah.
And she's like, "Brand, people are waiting for this. You got to post this for the people." And I am actually a really private person, so I don't post a lot of stuff, like really about like my real life on social. And I remember we went to, Rich and I went to Cayman Islands for our 2nd anniversary. And she was like, "Really? All you posted?" Like, I think I posted like,
the house or something.
No, that was somewhere else.
Oh, sorry.
That was Turks.
Yes, that was Turks. Your feet.
Nope, that was Turks.
That was Turks too?
That was Turks.
Look at you.
I posted a picture of the trees and like the landscaping, and I put the view from here or something like that. But like that was all it was. It was like a really beautiful picture of the landscape, and she was, I can't believe that's all you gave us. Like, why didn't you just like, took a picture, you and Rich, like, being like, second anniversary from seat 1A on JetBlue.
See,
and I'm
too
just
much.
like, and then she was like, you didn't get, and I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why would I post all that stuff?
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at people who do, but that's just not me.
Yeah.
That's like something I really hold kind of sacred. And I feel like I give so much of myself on so many other things until that's something I really like to hold for myself. And I don't know. I mean, it's just the social thing, and people buy outfits for social media. Did you know that?
Stop it.
You didn't know that?
What?
You didn't know that? Oh my God. I wish we were periscoping right now. Because if we were periscoping, I know that you guys would be like, Sybil,
Heart.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
To take a picture?
Here's the deal, though. I'm pretending like I knew this already. My nephew told me this.
Oh my goodness.
I
Am I that behind, great girlfriend?
You're that far behind. I was telling him about Rent the Runway. I like Rent the Runway.
Yes.
And sometimes I'll use it, like, especially if I've got a major speaking event that I'm doing where I know I'll be photographed a whole lot of times. I don't want to splurge on a dress.
Yeah.
So I'll do do the Rent the Runway thing. And so I was telling him about that, and he was like, dang it. He was like, we need that for men. Man, that's so perfect for Instagram. And I was like, Joshua, people are buying outfits for Instagram? He was like, yeah.
Oh my gosh. So that's crazy. That's crazy. Yes. I had no idea. I would never think to do that.
Yes.
For likes?
Because they don't want to wear the same thing. Yeah.
So you can get likes?
Yes, for likes.
Because a like means you are special. What the? What?
Girl, okay,
so
clearly Sybil is naive, and she don't understand how far people will go for a like.
I had no idea.
A like is very valuable these days.
Well, a like, you can monetize a like if you're working with a brand or if you want to get a gig. Like, it can happen, but like for relevance?
Oh, for relevance. Girl.
I don't
These people don't want to do it for money. They just want to do it for relevance.
Okay, so that's wild to me.
I'm so sorry.
Great girlfriend, y'all are educating me. And if that's one of you guys, I'm stunned right now. I come from a different day where you just built your relevance and built your reputation off of being you. So we need to be out buying outfits when we post.
This. Even with, there's a, and have we even like dug deep?
No,
I don't know.
We got to get into it soon.
We ain't even dug deep, but
you stung me with that one.
There's a stylist, really, really well-known stylist in New York. I don't want to say his name. But he's styled for, like, I'm talking about top celebrities.
Okay.
Like top, not like,
A-listers.
A-listers. He's styled for. And he was telling me, he was like, Brandis, it's so crazy right now in our business because there are so many Instagram stylists. And so he was just like, it is really making like real stylists like me suffer. So when you look at his Instagram, I don't know, he might have like 1,500 followers or something, but he's a real stylist. Yeah. Like, has an agent, like is working, like traveling the world, has worked with some of the biggest names. But there are Instagram stylists, who are killing it on social. And it's like creating this very odd dynamic.
But tell me this, because now I'm kind of curious. I would say the Instagram stylist is equally as dynamic as this other stylist. He might have more credentials, but this person is using like technology and resources to make a business out of something. Is that bad?
No, like, it's not. I think what happens is they present themselves as something that they're not.
There you go. Okay, I get it. I get it. And that's wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway,
wow, that complicates the industry.
That's just a little feedback on social, but
it's true.
Anyhow, we're gonna talk about the cure to social envy.
Yes. So, first of all, if you are, symptomatically speaking, if you find yourself Insta stalking versus Insta studying.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Which is...
Okay, tweetable moment. Let me stop. Tweetable moment. Insta stalking
Insta
versus
stalking.
Insta studying.
That's right. And so Insta studying is where you are, learning about a person. If you listen to Secrets to Networking the Right Way, and we talk about Insta studying, which is like trying to get insights around a person that you would like to assume contact with. And so you're learning like maybe what they like, what they don't like, so you can network with a person the right way. Insta stalking is, being obsessive around a person's profile, studying every day so you can see where they are, just so you can know, or maybe you could be in the same place as they are so you can try to build relationships with them that are built off of this facade, but not built off of anything that's real. So Insta stalking, it's very important to know if you're doing that. Like if you're spending your spare time saying, you know what, let me check up on Beyonce. Let me see what island she's at so I know where to plan my vacation so I can be there. Or you go ahead.
Sometimes too, though, when you're Insta stalking, like you get this feeling like sometimes it's like people get depressed.
Exactly. And if it makes you feel low, like you don't see her and Jay-Z on vacation and get excited for them, it makes you feel like your vacation's a whack or your relationship is not as cool as theirs. That means that your motive, like that Insta stalk, is happening, and you got to cease on that. So if you find yourself like obsessing over social media, and not necessarily over like what's happening in the world, but what's happening with certain people.
Yes.
Like specific people, and how it makes you feel afterwards.
Yes.
That is symptomatic of the fact that you have envy, social envy going on, and it's got to be addressed. So we say, number one, if you stop competing in your real life, you won't feel competitive in social.
That's so true.
Right? Isn't that true? So what it means is like, if you are just a person who owns your identity versus competing, what you'll do on social media is you'll own your social identity. You won't create a facade. You will just present your identity, right?
That's great.
And if you do that on a regular day, if you're a person who in your normal life is not looking to your left, to your right, and trying to see what other women are wearing and what the latest shoes are and where people are hanging out and what the hot spots or what's trending, because you're competitive and you're trying to get ahead of somebody versus you being authentic to your identity, you won't do it in social.
That's so true.
Right?
That's great.
And I believe that with my heart.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
Another way to get over social envy is to celebrate all of the things that you envy in someone else's profile. So that means that instead of being a little bit Jay, do people say that to you?
Memphis people probably do.
So instead of being a little jelly, a little jelly, like actually celebrate that person.
Yeah.
And sometimes, honestly, that means taking a second, taking a step back, and being like, and consciously doing it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it is difficult.
Yeah.
You're like, dang it, that person is doing exactly what I want to do. How do I get those opportunities? How did that kind of stuff come my way? And you have to take a step back and say, wait a minute. If that can happen for them, it can happen for me.
Exactly.
And actually, instead of me internalizing what I don't have right now, let me celebrate what they do have.
Right.
And it's really being very thoughtful around that.
So it's like, seriously, don't be a hater.
Yeah. Basically.
Bottom line, don't be a hater.
Basically, because even with that guy you were, I'm assuming it's a guy, but a girl, whoever, who said
it was a guy.
You're
right.
How did I know it was a guy?
I don't know how you knew. It was a guy.
How did I know it was a guy?
It was a man. Yep.
I knew that it was a guy. For some reason, I just knew. But instead of that guy saying, oh, I bet they argue all the time, had he just said, that's an incredible marriage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell your friend I said kudos to her on a great marriage. Right. Like when you send that to somebody else, you are basically like what you put out, what you give is usually what you get. You reap what you sow.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right? You reap what you sow. So it's like you want to sow the right types of seeds.
Yeah.
And the more you can celebrate other people, the more great things can happen to you. And again, the great way to look at it is, wow, if they are capable of doing this and making this happen for them.
Yeah.
everything they have, I have it.
Yeah.
Maya Angelou said that, I
Yeah.
remember, in one of her master classes. Everything, they're human just like I'm human.
Yep.
They put their pants on just like I put my pants on.
Right.
There's nothing different in them. Whatever God created them with, he's created me with the same thing. So if this is possible for them, it's possible for me.
And they're not better than you.
And they're not
better
better
than you.
So let me celebrate this for them, because that means, wow, this is possible for me.
Absolutely. So like when you see a picture, and like me, I might see some like killer shoes, like somebody's just rocking, and I will say on their picture, like, those are amazing.
Yeah.
Instead of me being like, dang, I can't get that shoe right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and shout this person out and be like, wow. Or if they're on a great vacation, I'd be like, wow, wish I was there. Enjoy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something that says to my heart, I'm going to rejoice with this person. Something that says to them, I celebrate the accolades. I celebrate your milestones with you. And even if I'm not a part of it, I still want to honor you.
Yeah. And
you know what I mean?
And that does something. And that, honestly, sometimes, great girlfriends, that takes some practice. Like, that's like something you can actually put into practice in your everyday life.
Yeah.
And whenever I feel myself getting to a place where I'm like getting to New York, I always try to step back and go back into that mode where I'm like, let me give 5 people a compliment today.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's almost a very conscious thing, because sometimes it get to a place where it doesn't come from me naturally.
Yeah.
So then I have to put that into practice. So it's like, you know, hey, passing by somebody, your dress is beautiful. Mm-hmm. Your hair is gorgeous.
Yeah.
You know, just getting into the practice of celebrating someone else.
Yeah.
Because then you open yourself up for all these great things to happen to you.
Yep. That's so true. And you know what? What's so interesting about you saying that is today when we had brunch and those women were sitting at the table, the first thing that I saw about them was, wow, these are some beautiful girls. Like, we need to take a picture of them. And I felt nothing. You know, I felt no, I didn't feel threatened by them being beautiful.
Right.
Or by them having like a really cool looking friendship. And like me saying, dog, I want to sit at that table.
Right.
I'm already sitting with a great girlfriend, so I'm chilling.
Right.
So I don't need to try to switch tables and things like that. And it's the same thing in social. When you put your life in perspective and start realizing, like, okay, honestly, my life is my life. Their life is theirs.
Yes.
It's completely different, which brings us into number 3 is about being realistic, right? So if I'm looking at Kim Kardashian's profile and I'm just, jealous. She got Kanye as a husband. She got money. She got this. She keeps getting. All she does is get. Even if she had a scandal, she still gets. Like her whole, she's so beautiful. Whatever it is people say about her at this point, I don't even know. And she's got a perfect baby. Now she's having another baby. Her life is perfect.
Right.
However it's perceived. And follow her just to study her without putting in perspective that your life has a different path.
Right.
So your life has its own beauty.
Right.
Like my life has its own beauty. There are so many facets of my life that are beautiful that Kim can never have.
Absolutely.
And of yours that, Beyonce can never have. Or, somebody else in fashion would admire your humbleness and they see that through your social profile. That's something that they might not have or don't even know how to get to.
Right.
So it's like that third tip, guys, is being realistic and knowing that every person's perspective and every person's world or their part of the world is different. So you don't have to feel inferior because you're different. Like we are all created in the same vein.
Exactly.
And we have the same possibilities, but we have to understand that our worlds are framed differently, and that's okay.
And that is fine.
It's okay.
And don't try to create a world for social.
Oh my God.
I know people who become friends with other cool looking people, not because they love that person, but because that person is a cool person that it looks like that person is a cool person to hang out with.
Wow.
And that's a cool person to be on my social. And so I then attract all these kind of cool looking people.
Yeah.
So that we can all look cool together and build together or whatever. Like it happens.
Oh my gosh.
You think that's not real?
I believe it. I'm saddened by it.
It's so real.
What happened to just being dope?
Instead of just building authentic relationships with whoever you build those authentic relationships with, and then people try to social climb off your social too. So it's like,
oh man,
it's like all these even the guy who said to me, "You and that girl are good friends," we did actually take some dope looking selfies. I never posted them.
Wow.
I never posted them.
Wow.
We took so many cool like photographs. I never posted them, and the
Yeah.
reason that I didn't want to post them was for that reason.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, I don't want. First of all, like, I'm not like social climbing off of you.
Yeah.
Because I got my own
social climbing.
Because I got my own social clout personally. And then the second thing is, like, I knew that picture would mean too much to too many people.
Yeah.
And maybe that's
So
the
you were
wrong way of
conscious of
thinking
it.
about it, but I was just like, I don't even want to put this out there.
Well, you didn't want to mislead and it mean too much of the wrong thing to people.
I was like, let me just not even put this out there.
Questions like that come. You and her are good friends and things like that. What about these people? We forgot about this. We need to just address it. That get disheartened off of likes. I mean, a follower. You know, this person has more followers than
Girl,
me.
no. What about my niece, who's 16 years old, said to me, I used to follow you, but I unfollowed you because I realized you weren't following me back.
Wow.
I was like, what? She was like, Harlem's Fashion Row is following me, but Brandis Daniel is not following me.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, first of all, how do you even know?
Like, she went through her followers to know that you were.
I think there's an app or something out there. And
Oh,
guys,
really?
I hope. Great girlfriends, y'all could tell me and Sybil that we're old and like so out of touch.
She's old. I'm not old.
Well, because
I just haven't Googled it yet. That's all.
But I think there's an app for it or something because I'm like, Tasia, how do you know that I'm not following you? I don't even know who's following me.
No.
Like, I do not know who's following me, honestly.
Wow.
I surely don't know if, I'm following this person and they're not following me back. I have no idea.
That's something else. But there are people that are so obsessed with that follow situation that, you know, they check to see if you're following me, are you following my other friend, and who's following? They look and they create a web around it. Like, who else are you following? Should I follow that person?
And
you said they do a
like
climb.
And then you like this picture and...
Who else liked it? And are you and this person affiliated? There's a lot of research. And I would say there's a lot of strong researchers out there that need to turn that energy into something positive.
Something else.
But not spend so much time researching people's social relationships and getting envious of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And the last thing, spend less time on social.
Just spend less time on social, people.
Yes, if you want to cure that social envy and you want to have medicine for that envy in your life and that social envy that you carry, you have to spend less time on social. You have to like really take an assessment and say, why is it that I'm on social media? What is it that I seek to accomplish? What am I spending my time doing when I'm on there? Emotionally, what am I tying to this experience? Am I on here to build people up or to build myself up? If you're on there to build yourself up, it's the wrong place to do that. It's not going to happen. But if you're on there to build authentic relationships with other people who are like-minded, then you can make something really good come out of it and walk away without jealousy. If you're on there because social media is building your self-esteem, I have news for you. It is self-esteem. It is not social esteem.
It's not social.
It's not going to do it.
Social esteem is not real.
It's not going to do it.
And it won't last.
No. And, heaven forbid, like Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter die.
Yeah.
What happens?
Yeah.
Where will all these people go?
And sometimes you just have to take, like, I have, like, social-free Sundays. So sometimes you just have to do, like, things that will take you off of social for a little bit. Like we said, just spend less time there. So
spend less time. Like, dedicate certain times. Like, because quite frankly, honestly, I've seen some people, like, you know, have their jobs compromised because they can't focus on work because they're so busy
on
social stalking and not focused. So hopefully, girlfriends, you've gotten something valuable out of it that will help you make the right assessments and will create a cure for any social envy that you might be facing. Or if you know someone else that might be facing social envy, tell them to listen, right?
Absolutely.
Tell them to listen in.
All right. Thank you guys so much. We so appreciate you guys tuning in to this podcast. We want to thank our incredible husbands, Rich Daniel,
Kwaku Amuti,
and all of our family, our mom and dad and sisters and brothers and cousins and the great girlfriends who hold us up and rally around us.
Yes, thank you so much. We appreciate you. So be sure to visit our website,
The Great Girlfriends,
our Facebook
The
page,
Great Girlfriends,
our Twitter,
_Great GFS,
and our Instagram page.
The Great Girlfriends.
Make sure you post your questions, share with friends, keep listening,
And
keep being a great girlfriend. We are signing off.
Holla.
Holla.